Sound off in the comment section if your favorite team is locked into your favorite city for the next 30 years. So guys, before we get into the meats and potatoes of this video, I have a huge announcement for the channel. I know I've been teasing this a little bit through a couple live streams, but we actually have on this channel a new show coming in 2024, okay? Starting on Wednesday nights at about 8:30 p.m. Eastern time when the season starts, or actually I should say when training camp starts, we're going to have a new podcast called Club Jaguar, okay? It's a live show that starts, of course, I said, every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, but it's not only going to be me, okay? It's also going to be Jordan DeLugo from Gen Jag, as well as Jason from Jaguars United, okay? So it's going to be a show at a set time every week. Us three are going to come on there and, of course, give you guys an entertaining show. Of course, we'll be answering different questions in the comment section. It'll be something that I don't think the Jaguars really landscape has right now, a show that's going to be of this caliber. So I've been putting a lot of work into this show, kind of in the background. So I'm really hoping that, you guys can all come over and enjoy the show because we are definitely very, very excited about it. And I'm planning on starting it. We don't have training camp dates yet, but really the Wednesday before the first training camp, okay? Because, of course, if we started right now, we just kind of be talking about the same old stuff over and over again. So that's something that this upcoming football season, as I'm going into my 8th year of doing Jaguars content, this is something that's going to be brand new for the channel, so I'm very, very excited about it. So with that said, let's talk about this, guys. The biggest offseason, quite frankly, ever for the Jaguars. I mean, I guess outside of being born in 1993, this one was huge. And look, we have all, kind of heard about the Jaguars are going to be a team to move to London, and we all kind of deflect this and, we talk about how stupid it sounds. But I think deep down inside of us, all of us have been at least a little bit scared about the Jaguars potentially leaving Jacksonville. I mean, we know about, we saw the St. Louis lose the Rams, and we all thought, okay, is St. Louis that much better of a sports city than Jacksonville? We saw Oakland lose the Raiders. I mean, is Jacksonville that much better of a sports city than Oakland? So we've seen teams right before our eyes. San Diego lost the Chargers, and we're kind of sitting there like, man, what did that happen to the Jaguars? And I know for me, I have gone through in my head what the idea of losing the Jaguars is. And it's something that I can't compute because I think it'd be something that would be so devastating to me. I don't know, because I thought about, okay, who would I be a fan of? I don't know. I can't just sit here and still continue to be a fan of the Jaguars when if Shad Khan and a team just moved it out of here, I can't support that ownership. I might love the players. If the Jaguars were to say leave today, it would be hard for me to watch Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen and these guys and root against them, But I would hate ownership so much that they kind of took this away from me. And I just can't imagine if we drove by Jacksonville and, saw a decaying stadium over there that once had so many great memories, but now is just, hosting bowl games and hosting monster truck jams. I just could not fathom that in my head. And it's something that, look, while I did always think that a new stadium deal would get done, it always still was a little bit worrying to me that, hey, the Jaguars potentially, what if they lost the Jaguars? And I think everybody's kind of been in that situation. I've also thought about, what about the YouTube channel? I have a YouTube channel based on the Jaguars, and am I just going to shut it down if the Jaguars leave? But luckily, guys, add 30 years to your age, and that, at worst, is how long the Jaguars going to be in Jacksonville. So I'll be a 60-year-old man, okay? I'll be fine. I imagine the Jaguars will, of course, extend from there, and boom, bada bing, we'll see. But yeah, the stadium's going to be absolutely awesome. I know it's going to be $1.4 billion is the estimated cost. I think it's going to take 3 to 4 years for construction. It'll start in 2026. It's going to be a 50-50 split between the Jaguars and the city of Jacksonville. It passed 14-1 when it comes to city council members. And I think the most important thing for me is shade. It absolutely is shade. And I don't know, maybe that makes me a softie. I can't sit there in a stadium in that heat. It's unbearable, honestly, for me. And especially when nowadays at home you have the air conditioning, you have red zone, you have you don't have $20 beers in your fridge. When you kind of compare sitting in the heat in September versus actually watching the games at home, it's definitely a push pull as really NFL information, NFL content just becomes more and more. It just becomes better and better each year. And of course, for me, I do my live stream, so I only go to a handful of Jaguar games each year, I should say. So now the next step is they need 75% of owners to approve this in October, which I can't imagine that'll be hard to get. I mean, new stadium, owners are going to be happy about this. So yeah, this is really, really awesome stuff. I can't believe we're here. New stadium coming to Jacksonville. I cannot wait to see it, and I can't wait to attend the games there. It's going to be so awesome. And honestly, we have all seen pictures, but I don't think pictures are going to do it justice versus what it's actually going to be. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Now, actually, I should just give a quick shout out to Shad Khan coming in here. He could have easily had the team move, and we've seen teams move while he's been here. San Diego, Oakland, and St. Louis have all lost their teams while Shad Khan has been an owner of the Jaguars, and the Jaguars have stayed in Jacksonville. So fun. So fun. Now, another reason why this is really the biggest offseason ever for the Jaguars is that, look, the Jaguars have re-signed huge players for the team. Of course, you signed Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was drafted here, and he just happens to be the most important player on offense, and honestly, the most important player, most important position in the NFL at quarterback. So they signed him to a 5-year, $275 million extension. And also, if you flip to the other side of the ball, they re-signed Josh Allen, a guy that was drafted here in 2019, a guy that is probably the most important player on the defense, or most important position on a defense, being an edge rusher. Signed him to a 5-year, $141 million deal. And I know the Jaguars have had, really in the past, maybe an issue when it comes to retaining their top-end talent, but the Jaguars were able to get it done this offseason. So shout out to Trent Baalke for getting it done. I love that. Look, we got our quarterback locked down, so we don't have to sit here and debate quarterback contracts and when should they pay Trevor Lawrence? Should they pay him after the season? Should they wait until the 5th-year option to see how he does there? No, we got it done, and that's a good deal. And Josh Allen really proved himself last season when it comes to getting all those sacks and breaking the franchise record for single season sacks. Now it's all about Josh Allen. Do it again. Do it again, because this is the most sacks he's had since his rookie year, only his second season with double-digit sacks, and we all know he has the ability. It's just, okay, keep your health right, keep pushing, and I have no doubt that he can get there. So that's big. And I always like to do 3 reasons. And obviously, look, we did other things in this offseason. We spent a bunch of money in the offseason, signing guys like Eric Armstead and bringing Gabe Davis in here. But it wasn't like that offseason really, those free agent moves really differentiated from any other year. But when it comes to giving out the biggest contract of franchise history, to a quarterback, the Jaguars, haven't just been very good at quarterback, I should say, especially when it comes to drafting them. So that's really big. But the third biggest thing, I like to have 3 things, is that, look, guys, throwbacks are coming. And I think on a macro scale, people might think that, okay, this is just small. Okay, new uniforms, like, so what? We're going to wear them, once or twice? But I think the main thing about this, to me, is that not only are we going to see this team wearing sweet uniforms, and by the way, Jaguars, you can drop them at any time. Stop teasing us, okay? I don't understand why we're having to probably wait until July to see them when we announced it, several months ago? But whatever. I think that wearing these throwbacks are going to look clean, but I think it's going to be one step closer to the Jaguars overhauling their uniforms, okay? I think Shad Khan and Tony Khan, I think they need to see it in person to actually understand the impact of these uniforms, because I don't think that Shad Khan and them, I don't think that they really care all that much about uniforms, I'll be honest. But when they see how great they look on the field and how much the fans and the players respond to it, I think that it's going to be a shift to where they're not going to just completely go back to throwback uniforms, but I think they're going to go to a style that really models the uniforms. You know what I mean? So, we've seen teams do it in the past. We've seen, the Buccaneers try to change their uniforms. They look terrible, and they resorted back to their original ones while keeping the same logo that they, changed to. We've seen the Browns also do it too. They switched to some fruity uniforms, and now they got their good uniforms back again. So we've seen some teams do it, and I hope that the Jaguars do pivot, because just the uniforms now, while I don't hate them, they're not necessarily ugly. I just think they're very boring. There's nothing going on with them, especially when the Jaguars play an away game. It's like, all right, guys, we're playing away on Thursday Night Football. We're going to wear these white on black uniforms, and just so boring. They're so boring. I don't mind the home uniforms. I like the teal on the white. It looks pretty clean. But when it comes to just the away stuff, like white on white, white on black, white on teal, very, very bad look. That's just my opinion. But overall, man, huge offseason for the Jaguars. And look, really, sky continues to be the limit for this team. I know we ended last season a little bit disappointing, but hopefully we did the right things personnel-wise. Hopefully we did the right things, in the building. Hopefully, as I'm making this video, we have Doug Peterson, Press Taylor sitting here figuring out what went wrong on offense and trying to figure out a better plan. And look, the backs are against the wall right now. The Jaguars got exposed at the end of the season, so let's go out there and do some work. I'm very excited. But yeah, appreciate all you guys for watching. Let me know if you're excited about Club Jaguars, as excited as I am. And with all that said, you guys have a great rest of your week, and go Jags.